Hello, Tim from Fairplay now on the 7th of October 2021, and I've just finished a very nice job for a very nice lady, sort of not too far away from where I live, and it was just moving lighting points, new switches, new socket outlet points, or one of those, a few other bits and pieces. So a very nice job. Although I did have the displeasure of having to listen to BBC Radio 2 while I was doing the work, because the lady just happened to have that on. And yeah, I don't know, talking of the BBC, I don't know if you've heard about this, but they've made, I don't know if it's an advert or a film or a documentary film or whatever it is, some sort of program, but they were actually trying to make out that young, fit people having heart problems isn't anything out of the ordinary, isn't unusual. Come on, really? How sort of low are they going to stoop to? Absolutely ridiculous. And of course, the lady was, as we were talking, I just asked her what she did for a living and this kind of thing, and small talk. And she said she was lined up to go and have her third you-know-what in very short order. And of course I just let it go over my head, really. And luckily she didn't ask me if I'd had mine or anything like that. But I kind of just let that go over my head, and you've really got to let these people get on with what they want to get on with, really. Although, good thing about being an electrician is you can cut the power because you're working on things, and that then kills the radio. So that is a little perk of my job, which at the moment I'm pretty grateful for. So really, I want to talk about a video I saw last night, and this is a video recommendation. It is on YouTube. I think it is anyway. I've watched a couple, but I'm sure this one's on YouTube, so I can leave a link in the description box and comment section as usual below this. And what this video is all about is how all the companies are structured and who owns what, and it is really very eye-opening. And I did recommend a video a few days ago about a certain organisation, which I think many people watching this also found enlightening, but this kind of follows on from that a little bit. It's not about the same organisation, but it's different from that. And I did see this video, it must be 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks ago, a little while ago, but not hugely long ago. And I saw a video that was pretty much like this one. In fact, I think but it wasn't this actual one. And I did recommend it in one of my videos a few weeks ago. But I think what they've done is they've remade it, and they've just kind of, it's a bit longer, I think, better produced, I think, as well, and they just go into depth into things a little bit more. But really, once you've watched this, and it's about an hour long, but once you've watched this, you'll know more about how the world works and how the world is organized than probably 99.9% of people out there, and that would include a lot of very high-flying bigwig type people as well. You'll know more about how the world's organised than top doctors, top lawyers, top entrepreneurs. So it really is interesting. But they kind of start off and they sort of say, look, you've got all these companies, these household name companies, the usual things, all the brand names you'll see if you go shopping, and what have you. And then it kind of says, well, all these companies are owned by these companies, and then these companies are owned by these investment banks, and then it boils it down until you're just looking at really a handful, only about 3 or 4 investment banks that really own pretty much everything, and it really is crazy. And then the top shareholders in these kind of investment companies are these foundations, and I'm sure you can probably guess which foundations I'm talking about. I don't need to elaborate on those here, but it's the usual suspects, powers that shouldn't be. So if you think I'm some sort of nut and think, you know, how on earth could such sort of panics and also all the nonsense we're experiencing, how could it be coordinated? Well, this kind of explains how it could be, because really there's only a handful of people running this world, and if they just got together, they could very easily pull something like this off. So it is kind of very eye-opening. It's quite disturbing, gets a bit depressing in places, but it does end, if you watch it right the way through to the end, the last couple of minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, it does end on a high note, because people are waking up to this sort of thing more and more and more. And I didn't know, really, even that 6 months ago, I had no idea that so few people owned so much. And I thought, okay, there's probably sort of lots of billionaires and even a few trillionaires, but there must be sort of thousands of them who collectively own everything. But no, it's only really under 10 people who own everything, and I had no idea. So it's just very, very enlightening. So I'll let you go and watch that, and once you've watched it, once you've spent an hour of your time watching it, as I say, you will know more about how this world works than 99.9, probably even 99.99% of people out there. And don't worry, it has got a good ending, because they call it the Great Awakening, don't they? And that is people like me and like you kind of getting to know this stuff. And once we know it, we can then, well, we know what we're up against, and I suppose we can then think of how we can take measures to counter it. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.